right, everybody. How's everybody doing? This is Dave Flagg from Release Over 20 and our new platform here, going live on YouTube. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's a little bit better production quality and just a beginning of things to come. And I'm going to start out by introducing my partners so far in Release Over 20. Carrie Browning and Adam Farrer here. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good.
I'm glad to have everybody here, and like I said, we have a little bit better ability to share screens and gives us a lot more options to do our giveaway a little bit more professionally. So we're all pretty excited about it. Just a little hint of things to come. So just really briefly, I want to introduce these guys, starting with Adam. Adam up there in the upper right. Adam has been working his tail off behind the scenes. Mostly, he's mostly our treasurer, but he's been doing a lot of work, also getting a setup from a business standpoint, and he's going to talk more about that in a few minutes. But that's Adam. He's also a great fisherman, and I don't know if you heard that thunder. We're having a thunderstorm. There's a very good chance we might go dark here, and if we do, apologies. But there on the bottom is Carrie Browning. Carrie is primary responsibility is our sponsor relations and big role, and also a great angler. And I just want to introduce Carrie. And with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Carrie. He's going to talk a little bit about some new sponsor information that we have. So why don't you take it away, Carrie?
Yeah, Adam's a great angler, but he's on my boat all the time, and I don't know if he's that great. Pretty good. I want to shout out to Big Adventures LLC, Tyler Brown. Those guys, Bonafide Kayaks, donated a 10-foot Bonafide kayak. It's a native watercraft Slayer Propel 10. It's a self-propelled forward and reverse. It's the lightest 10-foot kayak on the market, 60 some pounds, 62 I think, or 62 pounds. This thing's worth $26.49 retail. So that was just a fantastic thing that they did for Release Over 20. They're in, hands down, they want to definitely get in on this this movement, and just want to shout out to them. You guys can check them out at Big Adventures LLC. I think you can also look at their nativewatercraft.com. But thank you to those guys for that. We don't know if we're going to raffle it. We're not sure exactly how we're going to do this, but it's definitely going to be a way for Release Over 20 to get some of the funds that we're desperately in need of. So. Then, David, our featured sponsor this month is Florida Fishing Products, another Ty. I don't know if he's a Tyler or not, but Ty Nelson. We have a Tyler Brown, but this is Ty Nelson. And Ty was good enough to Florida Fishing Products was good enough to donate not only just a reel for the giveaway, but I mean for the Cast It Forward event, but they are also one of our sponsors that give us giveaways for the thing that we're doing here tonight. I just want to tell them thanks for that. The Osprey CE 2500 is what they donated for the Cast It Forward auction. I was fortunate enough to be able to win that, and I've got it set up and mounted. I've got it on a St. Croix. It's a Bass X 6'8" medium super fast action. But Ty did mention that they have a line of rods called Bull Bay rods, and that they also have they're not just a reel company. They've also got some products that I want to try. I want to try their distance braid for casting. Adam, when we took Chef Ty and he was casting, seemed like 30 yards longer than us, I wouldn't mind spooling that 15-pound stuff on mine. So then they also have some good fluorocarbon leader also. But shout out to those guys, our featured sponsor.
Yeah, and we do have several spools of that leader to give away in future giveaways. So
yeah, and I think we gave away some last month. even. So
Yeah, that's right. So thanks, Carrie. Yeah, really excited about this stuff and very thankful for our sponsors, and hope you all are too. And like I said, we try to single out a particular sponsor every month, just to give them a little bit more of a showcase and let people know more about them. So thank you, Carrie. Now, if y'all are watching and you are already sponsoring, you're going to be hearing from Carrie directly in the future. Just it's good to have that name with the face, and if you reach out from K Browning at releaseover20.org, he's the one, and that's the reason why he's getting a hold of you. We're running low on some of our sponsor items, so it's time to renew some of those, I think. So you'll be hearing from Carrie. So thanks. Appreciate it, Carrie. I'm going to turn it over now to Adam. Adam's going to tell a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes from a outward looking in perspective. It looks like we're not really doing much, I think, probably, but that's far from the case. And I just want to, before Adam goes, I just want to give it a couple examples. Like, first of all, choosing the gifts to give away was done completely by Carrie this month for the first time. So it's helped me by offloading that task, and I appreciate Carrie taking that on. And secondly, all the mailings of the decals and the shipping is being done by a person that's doing some contract labor for us right now. And that's new too. I've been doing all this myself, so it's really great to have help, and I really appreciate that. And I'm going to turn it over to Adam now and he'll fill you in a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. So behind the scenes, let's see. We'll start with, we got connected with Sarah Massey here in Charleston. She's been kind enough to been working with us to kind of help us get things established. She's an experienced nonprofit executive director, and she does a lot of nonprofit and small business consulting with organization and structural type things. So she's been great. She's been really helping us get set up. So along those lines, we've been getting the ball rolling with keeping, again, with our bookkeeping and such. Again, it's not the most exciting stuff, but anyway, and Sarah, so she doesn't fish yet, but we're hoping we'll get her out fishing. She does want to learn. She does crab. She's into crabbing. So, and none of the three of us really actively crab, I don't think, right, guys? So, So anyway, but she's into crabbing, so take that for what it is. Well, anyway, we're going to try and help her out, get her on the water more and show her around for all the great work that she's been helping us with and will continue to help us with. So one of those things is QuickBooks, as I mentioned. It's just bookkeeping. And then what I've been fortunately for nonprofits, there's a lot of great resources. One of them being this thing called this website called TechSoup. What they do is a bunch of tech companies actually donate software or sell tech hardware and software at greatly reduced prices for verified nonprofits like us. So currently been doing a lot of legwork on getting what's called a CRM. It's a customer relationship management system. It's cloud-based software. Think of it like a fishing-wise, it's like a tackle box. So it would kind of keep all our donor information, all our sponsor information, and on the cloud in one place, and really help us organize, because really for us to get to take this where it needs to go, we're going to need to be really organized with all these things. So this will definitely, it's pretty much a necessity. That said, cost-wise, they're a little expensive. So we're just trying to vet and find kind of the best one, most bang for the buck kind of a thing. So, along those lines, we'll, look, none of the three of us really like or want to ask for money per se, but it's clear to us that down the road, we're probably going to need to be doing that at some point. So take it for what it's worth. Again, it's not really any of our fortes, but that's where we are with that. We also are in the process of restocking our inventory of stickers and apparel. We're going to have more solar hoodies, and also we're getting neck gaiters this time. So new addition, and we will continue to probably add some new additions to the store as we, get a little more set up and really iron out just some of these behind the scenes details. But at least for now, we should start getting that stuff. Hopefully, I'm not sure the exact lead time, but hopefully no more than 6 weeks tops, ideally. And I think for like the boring behind the scenes stuff, that's probably it. Do you guys have any, am I leaving anything out? You got anything else coming?
I think great summary. I think it's important to know. I think we're learning this ourselves.
Definitely.
Just becoming a nonprofit is basically starting a company from scratch, and you
For
need
sure.
the bookkeeping and you need the customer information so that we can get people's tax, deductible letters out, and we don't forget people when they donate something. It seems like it's not too hard when it's 10 or 20 people, but when it's 200, 500, 750 people or companies, it's too much to keep track of. Like in your head, you have to have software to help, and it's not free. And the other thing is just figuring out what everybody's role is going to be. We've got a good start on that, and we're also working toward having a board of directors, and had a few people reach out willing to get involved from other states, and look forward to getting that rolling as well. But
yeah, and once we get the bookkeeping set up, then we'll have we'll obviously create a formal budget, and then kind of figure out, allocate the resources we have financially, the money we have, how we're going to spend it. But again, we're trying to spend as little as possible on all this organizational stuff that unfortunately is necessary, because again, the primary thing again is, with all our money, is will it help people catch bigger fish and more fish? At the end of the day, that's what we're really trying to spend all this money on. So how do we do that? By raising awareness, getting more people to participate in Release Over 20 and submitting entries every month, and just incentivizing people to do that, right? So that's hopefully that's what we'd like to use the money for, that and just content, which kind of rolls us into our next subject, right, Dave?
Yeah, and that's the fun thing that we all want to do, is work on content and create stuff. But right now, it's essential that we get a good base to work from. And although it's not fun, that's what we're drudging through in the background right now. So plain and simple, that's what we're doing. So if it seems like there's not much going on the surface, it's not the case. Once we get a good base going, we should have a lot of new and cool things to come. And we have a lot of ideas, and we just got to figure out what's our priority is going to be. But on that note, yeah, like Adam alluded to, we have been starting to have some discussions with experts locally to start with. And when you guys want to talk about it a little bit, what we've done?
Sure. I mean, we met with Matt Perkinson with DNR, and we want to bring awareness to safe handling of fish. And we thought that Matt would be a perfect person. He is the perfect person, because that's what he does. Fish biologist for DNR, and he's committed. He's really behind Release Over 20, and so we're going to partner with him, and maybe that might be our first video. And these videos that we're going to put out, they're not just going to be like a YouTube video. The important videos, we'd like to have them a videographer hired to to help us put out some really good content, something that people can go to our YouTube site and not just see today and maybe tomorrow and a week from tomorrow, those that finally catch up to it. But it'd be something that we're hoping people can go back to and see these quarterly videos, if that's what we can do, that, they're going to be up for years. And so that's kind of exciting. Like David was alluding to, the exciting part is going out and fishing with, and doing these videos. That'll be the exciting part. The part that's not so exciting is the part that we do every day behind the scenes, and we do it for free. I mean, none of us get paid anything. It's all just because we're so behind David's initial initiative. So I just think that it's exciting looking at that part of it, and we're going to need the funds to do that. And we did well with the Cast It Forward event, but we know that there's going to be needs coming down the road where we're going to need some additional funds. So
yeah, for sure. Now, I don't know about you guys. I haven't really met or talked to that many fish biology people like Matt, and we met with a professor from the College of Charleston as well, and they're both on board with basically working with us and helping us whatever we need. So we really want to start getting the word out, from these professional sources to say, this is kind of fish fact and this is kind of hearsay, or, I don't think people are spreading misinformation on purpose, but there does seem to be a fair amount of misinformation on actual like fish biology related stuff. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but just talking to those guys, it definitely, as a fisherman, is helpful. I feel like it will help me as fish better going forward. So we might even try and get one of them on a session like this where we can do like open Q&A, so everyone can fire in questions of anything you've all been thinking of. So things like that. But we definitely want to be kind of a source of real verified scientific information by the professional people that have dedicated their lives towards doing that for a living. So.
Mm-hmm. And Professor Sancho from College of Charleston has volunteered to be a resource for us. Like if we need any kind of fact checking or any more of these, we call them these little squares that we post on Twitter, on Instagram. We call them tiles. These little factlets, like a 20-inch trout releases 20 million eggs. So there's a lot of those little facts out there that people just don't know about because they're buried in some kind of research paper somewhere, and no one's going to find them and dig them out. He's volunteered to be a resource for us to go and find those facts and sort of boil it down into something that we can help educate anglers. It makes it become more of a no-brainer to release fish if you understand the actual facts behind it. So really glad to have these resources like Professor Sancho and Matt Perkinson behind us. And, they're just two of the first. There's going to be many more, and hopefully from other states as well, that we engage down the line.
Yeah, and they're good guys for one, and for two, they're also fishermen just like all of us. So I mean, it's a great fit, really.
Yeah. Well, let's move on a little bit and talk about the month of March and our entries. Sound good?
Sure.
So, okay. Oops. Okay, so for March we had 228 trout entered, just 3 flounder and 14 sheep's head. And flounder numbers are typically low in the winter because flounder are typically offshore spawning. Those numbers should really pop up in the next few months. But it's important to know if you're a follower of Release Over 20 and you happen to be targeting flounder or sheep's head, that it's really important for you to enter them into releaseover20.org because you have a really good chance of winning. Right now, there's 3 flounder and there's only 2 people. So one person had 2 and another person had 1. They have, a 1 in 3 chance to win a $75 prize pack that cost them $0, cost them not even a cent. Just all of a sudden your mailbox shows up this package. So we encourage you to catch and release those flounder and sheep's head and keep entering them. We've had a lot. This is really encouraging. We've had a lot of entries come in from Alabama for sheep's head. Captain Patrick Garmison down there has been a huge supporter, and like every day I've been reposting on Instagram. His charter clients are out there releasing sheep's head like crazy. In fact, he posted a bunch today. So love to see more and more of that. We're starting to see more guides get on board and start entering fish for their clients. And I'm going to try to make that a little bit more easy and a little bit more straightforward for clients or for charter caps to get involved, because I think that's really going to help boost our numbers. But anyway, that's what we had for our entries. And I want to talk a little bit about our by state. So entries by state. Now, if you've been following our new website, you can go there anytime and see up to date in real time your standings, because every time a fish is entered, all these charts update in real time. And I'm really proud to say that in March, South Carolina won. I mean, it's not really a contest, but it's pretty rewarding to see 55 fish come from South Carolina, because we're typically like 4th or 5th. A little bit of that is because Virginia, a lot of people don't know this, but Virginia had a pretty bad freeze this year. I don't think they had mass quantities of fish die, but most of the hardcore trout anglers in Virginia laid off the trout and focused on like redfish and other species, or didn't fish at all. But I could see by the entries already coming in April that they're back on the trout, and the trout are there, and they're big trout. So we're going to see. In fact, if you go to our website right now, releaseover20.org, go to the real-time leaderboard for the state by state. Virginia's like factor 2 ahead of everybody else already. But anyway, not to take away from South Carolina, because I'm pretty stoked about that. I was proud to contribute a few of those myself. It's been we've had a lot of relatively warm winters here, so we have a really nice trout fishery of over 20 trout, which obviously we love to see it. And lastly, our angler leaderboard, same thing. These update in real time. For purposes of privacy, we're not showing everyone's full name. We talked about this a little earlier, where we might start to include like a first initial of a last name to try to, know that it's you. My name's David, so there's a lot of Davids out there. If there's like a Michael or something, you might not know who that is, but usually people know who they are. And it's important, if you haven't done it, to make a registered account on our site, because the main reason is that every time you log in, that information is going to be the same every single time. If you like enter David one time and then Dave another time, it's probably going to look like two different people on the database. So just make sure you get counted. We've got a big storm coming, so hopefully keep my fingers crossed. I'm not going to drop out here. But yeah, so angle leaderboard right there. So just got a question here. Saltwater Cowboy, is that leaderboard by month as well? Yes. So good question. That is every month I update so that the current month is updating starting from 0, and it builds as the month goes. We also have annual leaderboard and an all-time leaderboard, and you can go to our site and click on the leaderboards tab and find all that information there. It also has by state, annual by state as well. So hope that answers your question. Any suggestions that you have, reach out to us, and we're all ears. So, okay. Everybody good? Any comments, guys? No? Okay. Let's move ahead then to our giveaway. So we have 4 giveaways, and we have sheep's head, flounder, speckled trout, and then we have one that we're going to draw from all the entries. And total value is roughly $500-ish. We try to keep it around that amount. And first one's for sheep's head. So we've got some Share by Crafts Fishing. We've got a deck of cards from Drum Spots. We got some Florida Fishing Products leader, Twitch clips, some gel baits, and a net gator from Carolina First Mate. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we'll do the release for the giveaway for that. We have 14 sheep's head. Bear with me one second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's our randomizer, and I'm going to go ahead and put in 14. And I'm going to click it 3 times, and the third time is going to be the winner. So I'm going to start now. I know I already did it once, but I'm going to go first roll, second roll, and the winner is number 14 out of 14. So switching over, that is Justin Carter from Redfin Charters. Now, this is an interesting case. I'm glad this showed up because Justin is a charter captain for Redfin Charters here in Charleston, and this was caught by one of his clients. So what I'm going to do, this is how it's going to work for charter captains. I'm going to reach out to Justin. He's going to tell me who that client was and get me that client's information. And just suddenly that prize pack's going to show up in that guy's or girl's mailbox. And they're going to be like, what the hell is this? It's going to be a prize pack for releasing their fish. So that's also something that the charter service can sort of advertise as a feature. You know, release this, you might win this prize. And it's also, it kind of adds to the whole experience for the charter captain as well, and charter service. So that's kind of cool. So I'll reach out to Justin and get that going. So congrats to whoever that is. We'll find out. Okay. Next is let's switch over to the flounder giveaway. There's only 3. So first roll is 1, second roll is 1, third roll winner is 3. What?
Adam's the numbers guy. He's wondering.
Yeah, he is. He's got
Well, because 1 is the same. There's only 2 different people, right? So
Yeah.
really, the first guy got it
Unlucky,
Yeah.
unlucky.
and didn't actually win.
Yeah.
Grayson's, he's kind of bummed out. I'm sorry, Grayson, but that's how it goes.
Christian catches a lot of those big sheep's head, though.
You just gotta keep entering, and you'll win eventually. We had last month Raylan Bosarch win for the second time, 12-year-old girl or something like that.
Yeah.
So the winner is Alec Newton from Mississippi. So congrats, Alec.
The golf.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I'd love to see the Gulf Coast states getting involved. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Texas
and then
carrying the golf though.
yeah. So we had 228 entries for trout. Whoa. Did y'all hear that?
Is that your house, David? Or Adam's?
It's not here.
Struck by lightning here. So.
Okay.
Okay, first roll for trout is 194. Second is 10, and the winner is 52. So that is 52 is Jimmy Deaver from South Carolina. Jimmy won 2 months ago. He's a captain in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. So congrats, Jimmy. You won again. That's your proof. Keep entering your fish, and eventually you're going to win. You might win more than once. So total random chance. You saw the randomizer. So now the last one is, you know what I didn't do? I didn't show.
Oh yeah, you didn't show the stuff.
Flounder giveaway. So this is the first time we're doing this, guys. So we knew we would screw it up. Speaking for myself, I would screw it up. In the flounder pack, we had a Rayos shirt, some boat wash from Carolina First Mate, some Salt Strong plastics, Twitch snips from Twitch Fishing, and then a neck gator from Florida Fishing. So congrats to winner. And then the trout was a Ferrell box worth like $65. An awesome piece of equipment right there. Boga float from Stinky Pants, some Texas side jigs, some Miro lure, neck gator, some slick lures, more snips, more slime shadies. So really good pack. That's a nice win. And then the last drawing we're about to do here is for some Fishburne art. This really cool little piece, at least over 20, that Justin Williams did for us. They'll look really cool on the fishing room wall. And I'm going to go ahead and choose from the all entries list, which has 245 entries. And go back over to my randomizer here. And 245. And let's go ahead and pick that winner. So first roll 243, 172, and the winner is 122. 122 is Dustin Murray from Florida. So Dustin is from St. Augustine. So congrats, Dustin. We've seen Dustin posting a lot over the years, and great. So he's going to get that cool fish burn art. So yeah, congrats to all the winners. If you didn't win, keep the entries coming. If you catch a flounder or sheep's head, make sure you enter it. You got a really good chance to win. And we'll reach out to all the winners as soon as we get confirmation of their address. We'll get these in the mail. It should be like, within a week you should have it. So what do you got, guys?
I just want to, congratulations to especially our guides. I mean, I'm glad for Alec and Dustin both, but to get Justin and Jimmy involved in this, it just goes to show you what our outreach could be, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to just spread the word, and all these guys that win these and all these guys that enter these, let's just talk about it. Let's make sure that word gets spread, because the more that people learn about Release Over 20, and it doesn't take much to talk about it. I mean, talk to another fisherman, you mentioned Release Over 20, and that helps us a lot. So thank you to Justin Carter. I know him. I got to fish on his boat. And that's awesome that he won that, and Jimmy too. But it's good to see Mississippi and Florida involved too.
Mm-hmm. Congrats to the winners, and thanks everybody for participating and being a part of it, and being behind what we're all doing. It's all of us together. It takes a village. So
that's
thank
right.
you very much.
And just one last thing I wanted to say is, if y'all believe in what we're doing, we can take donations on the website. If you are so inclined to send us a few bucks, we're going to need it to keep things going and hopefully grow things over time. It'll be a little easier once we have things a little bit better organized to be able to say we need to raise this amount of money to accomplish this goal. We're not quite there yet, except for the fact that we're spending a lot of money on this software and things that we need to get things going. So it's not so fun or interesting, but we have funds to do that right now. But it feels like we're burning through it pretty quick after we bought stickers and bought apparel and all that stuff. And, it doesn't take long to burn through that kind of money. So,
well, and thanks to our sponsors, we've gotten to a place where David can actually have an office again. So we did rent a 5x10 storage unit that's, completely, heat and air, it's climate controlled, and we're setting it up so that everything's safe and secure, and we can keep a good eye on it. And the one last thing I want to say that's really, probably as important as anything is Adam is a pretty good fisherman. At the beginning that he's probably not, but he just outfished me the last time we went out. So maybe I'm not so good. I don't know.
Yeah, and along the lines of what Carrie just said, I'm going to move my camera a little bit, but get out of the way. You see all these boxes behind my chair? That's like a lot of the sponsor stuff, and I have not been able to walk in my office, and I'm so thankful to be able to move this to a storage unit and get my office back. So
all of you guys that are watching this tonight, and all of you guys that'll see it later, just look at our sponsor list and make an effort to buy their products, make an effort to give their products a shot, because they're doing a lot for us, and all we can ask is for you all to support them. I know I'm going to go and get some of that Florida Fishing Products distance braid. I know that's on my list for sure.
Sponsors, long list of sponsors.
Yep, and you can go right to the website, see all the sponsors, and hit their websites, check them out.
Goes right to their website. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, let's let people get back to their lives. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll do this again at the end of the month, like we do every time. Keep those entries coming in. Thank you all for your support. Hope you like what you're seeing. There's a lot better to come in the future, and we got a few comments from a few watchers, and just wanted to say thank you back to Saltwater Cowboy and also to Sandy.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in on our First time of us on this StreamYard product. It's pretty good. It's definitely much better than Instagram Live, at least from our standpoint. So
Especially from
good idea, Dave. Good move
Yeah.
getting that.
good call.
I think we did better than I expected to.
Yeah.
All right, this broadcast will be saved and posted to our YouTube to watch later, and we're going to go ahead and sign off. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Tight lines.
Tight lines.
See ya.